Everybody, welcome back to the channel. Dr. Daniel Barone. The channel, Let's Talk About Sleep, based on my book, which I just found out today is actually going to be re-released in May as a paperback. So that's exciting. If you haven't picked it up yet, you can get it on Amazon, which you'll see in the description box below. If you want to wait till May, it'll be cheaper then. But either way, I hope you pick it up, and if not, I hope you learned something from this video. So today we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics, which is dreams. Okay, so what are dreams, actually? If you think about it, when the brain goes into dreaming sleep, not only is it responding to the environment, right, the sensory cues, if you will, so the brain is responding to the sights that we see in our dreams, the sounds that we hear, those kind of things, the various actions that we're involved in. So that makes sense, but also the brain is actually creating that environment. So when we're awake, our body is responding to the sensory cues that I just mentioned, which makes sense. Dreams, same thing is happening. But not only that, the brain is actually creating the environment. So you can imagine how much power that takes, right? The brain uses 20% of the glucose in the body. So during REM sleep, which is when we have our most action-oriented and emotionally charged dreams, it's going to be a lot more. So there must be something so important about dreaming that we just don't know yet. But that kind of brings to a bigger question of what is consciousness, right? So I'm sitting here awake talking to you guys, but some of the philosophers over history have said, well, maybe you're actually dreaming right now, or I'm dreaming, or the world is dreaming, right? How do we delineate between consciousness, sleep, and wake? These are very interesting philosophical questions, but assuming that we're all awake right now, and when we go to sleep tonight, we'll be sleeping. Let's talk about what we do know about dreams. So the whole idea of dream research is very complicated. The father of sleep medicine, his name was William Dement. He actually is still around. He still is at Stanford out in California. He has said that in many of his books that the whole process of trying to research dreams is flawed, just in its own accord, because how do you study somebody's dreaming? You have to wake them up. So the whole process of waking somebody up in the midst of a dream can affect the dream. We've all had that experience, right? You're in the middle of a dream, and all of a sudden the alarm goes off, and that alarm is incorporated into your dream content. So dream research is tough for that reason. However, people from Freud all the way up to present day have had theories as to why we dream or what's happening in it. Speaking of Freud, in his seminal work, The Interpretation of Dreams, he says that dreams are basically repressed thoughts and feelings and wishes and things that we have had in our subconscious mind that, for whatever reason, can make itself known in waking life. So we dream about them to try, our subconscious is trying to make itself known through the dreams, wish fulfillment, things of that nature. Certainly it's an interesting theory. Again, the things I'm about to say, nobody knows for sure. In fact, I actually have notes on this, so you'll see me looking away during this video. So that's one theory. The second is called the activation synthesis theory, and that basically says that dreams are kind of an accidental side effect of circuits in the brain that are activated, sensations we experience, memories that we have, and it's just kind of a mishmash, and really the dreams don't mean anything, and it's just really just the brain kind of organizing itself, if you will. The third theory is called the continual activation theory, and that's basically saying that our brain is always storing memories, whether we're awake or not, whether we're in subconscious thought or conscious thought or sleep or not. And this continual storing of memories is what gives dreams their kind of bizarre content. So as a corollary to that, there's the reverse learning theory, which basically says that what dreams are is actually our brain taking non-essential information and filtering it out. So the reason why dreams are so disjointed, right? You can all of a sudden be in your first grade classroom, and then next thing you know, you're walking on the moon. Why is that? Well, because your thoughts that have accumulated over the day that are not important, that your conscious or subconscious mind deems not important, is kind of filtered out in in a kind of stream of consciousness type of way, as the brain is getting rid of the unimportant memories. Going along with that, though, some have said that dreams actually consolidate memories, which is known. We do know that dream sleep actually helps our synapses, which are the connections between the brain cells, helps them to strengthen themselves. So memories that are important, dreams, we think, help to strengthen those. Certainly sleep helps strengthen memories, but dream sleep probably or possibly. Another very interesting theory is that dreams actually help us to prepare us for the stressors of real life. So the whole process, the whole thought is that evolutionary man had. You'll notice I talk about evolution a lot because there is such a tie-in to why we do certain things in sleep. But one of the thoughts is that evolutionary man having bad dreams or nightmares or so would prepare his body to be able to fight off or ward off or run or whatever a potential threat. Certainly we don't have those same kind of threats in day-to-day American life, but the process is still there. Okay. Other theories is that kind of similar thing. Dreams help us to run through emotionally charged events to prepare us for them in wakefulness. The so-called contemporary theory of dreaming is basically the dream is this way for us to connect an emotion that we felt with a symbol. So, for example, if somebody has experienced trauma, like being attacked or being raped, they'll have a dream that they're walking along a beach, and then all of a sudden they'll be swept away by a tidal wave. And it's kind of like a coping mechanism, if you will. Now, this sounds like a rambling video, but the point is that nobody really knows for sure why we dream. Certainly there must be something so important about it, though, because, as we said in previous videos, the brain goes into different stages of sleep across the night, right? We have non-REM, or non-rapid eye movement sleep, and rapid eye movement sleep, or REM sleep. We actually dream throughout the night, but the dreams in REM are the ones we're talking about now, where they tend to be emotionally charged, they tend to be action-oriented, so remember them. But as I said in a previous video, we're paralyzed during these dreams. So the body is not able to act out the dreams, but we're totally paralyzed, which means that, again, if we go back to evolution, our body is completely vulnerable to predators or whatever, or the elements or whatever. So there's got to be something so important as to why we, evolution or whatever, had not weeded this out of us. It must be something so important about having a dream that we just don't know. Otherwise, we would not be having them. So dreams are very, very important to sleep. And they can actually be a marker of how good somebody's sleeping. So somebody with very bad sleep apnea, for example, their sleep is so disrupted because their airway's closing off throughout the night. I've seen many times where I put the patient on CPAP, let's say, for example, and their sleep apnea goes away. All of a sudden, they'll tell me, "Hey, doc, I'm dreaming now. Like I've never dreamed before," and that's part of the reason. Me personally, I tend to be a pretty spiritual person, on top of being science-oriented. I wonder sometimes if dreams were given to us by the Creator or by the universe or so, to kind of allow our imagination to soar, to experience things that we maybe wouldn't otherwise, and to inspire us, right? So, dreams in wakefulness means like, oh, I have a dream that I want to, play in the NBA or so. Those are dreams. But then having actual dreams when you're asleep, I think it allows the brain to really expand itself and to kind of experience things that it wouldn't otherwise, and maybe in some cases offer some insight or inspiration. So anyway, I know this was a rambling video, but hopefully you found it to be interesting. Like I say, dreams clinically don't have a tremendous impact in the world of sleep medicine. For psychologists, that they do, and a lot of times psychologists will tell you to write down your dreams because of what I just said about Freud, about how it may be your subconscious trying to make itself known. But dreams do have importance in the fact that they can be a signal that somebody's not getting good quality sleep. So when I see a patient in my office, I'm not really talking to them about the quality or the nature of their dreams. It's more so, are you dreaming, yes or no? And sometimes things like nightmares can go along with certain sleep disorders, but it's not like we sit there and try to analyze your dreams. But this is more of just kind of an interesting side note. So anyway, so I hope you got something out of this video. If you have any questions about this video or about anything else we talked about, please leave them in the comment section below. Please like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Again, my book, shameless plug, is available on Amazon, and I think in May will be the paperback version. So please share this video on social media with your friends, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.